Welcome to Ohio Northern University's Title IX training course. This interactive educational experience is derived from the university's sex discrimination and sexual harassment policy, and it is intended to provide students, faculty, and staff with an understanding of the procedures and protocols related to Title IX violations involving ONU personnel. This course will also define relevant terms and provide scenarios that depict real-world instances where the university policy is put into action. By providing this training, ONU seeks to reduce incidents of sex discrimination and/or sexual harassment before they happen, and to make any investigations or actions in response to such incidents as efficient and effective as possible. As an employee or enrolled student, this applies to you as well, and this video is designed to inform you of the expectations for your personal conduct. Discussions on issues related to sex discrimination and sexual harassment can sometimes trigger individuals who have experienced such issues in the past. If you feel this exercise could possibly trigger you, or triggers you while watching, please contact the Title IX office at title9@onu.edu for alternative training. You can also call local or national resources listed in the upper right hand of this video.
Title IX is a federal law which provides that no person on the basis of sex shall be excluded from participation in, be denied the benefits of, or be subjected to discrimination under any education program or activity receiving federal financial assistance. Ohio Northern does not discriminate or tolerate discrimination on the basis of sex, gender, transgender status, gender identity, or gender expression in its educational, extracurricular, or athletic programs, any activity that it operates, or in any admission or employment decisions. Think of it this way. Title IX is the law, and ONU's sex discrimination and sexual harassment policy is the university's preemptive enforcement of that law. However, the conduct of individuals that would garner a Title IX violation are often crimes in their own right. And so it is important for all parties to understand what is and what is not acceptable conduct. It is also important to understand that ONU treats face-to-face and electronic encounters, such as dialogue that occurs on social media, equally in terms of its sex discrimination and sexual harassment policy.
Sexual harassment is a form of sex discrimination and means conduct on the basis of sex that satisfies one or more of the following. 1. An employee of ONU conditioning the provision of an aid, benefit, or service of ONU on an individual's participation in unwelcome sexual conduct. This is commonly referred to as quid pro quo sexual harassment, and the bargain may be expressed or implied. 2. Unwelcome conduct determined by a reasonable person to be so severe, pervasive, and objectively offensive that it effectively denies a person equal access to ONU's education program or activity. Or 3. Sexual assault, dating violence, domestic violence, or stalking. Sexual harassment may be committed by anyone in the United States, regardless of gender, age, intent, position, relationship, or authority in an educational program or activity at ONU. It also includes harassment based on gender, gender identity, gender expression, transgender status, or sexual orientation, which may include acts of verbal, nonverbal, or physical aggression, intimidation, or hostility, even if the acts do not involve conduct of a sexual nature.
Let's define some terms so that we can better understand what constitutes as sexual assault, domestic violence, and stalking. Sexual assault is classified as either a forcible or non-forcible sex offense and includes forcible rape, forcible sodomy, sexual assault with an object, and forcible fondling, incest, and statutory rape. Dating violence is defined as violence committed by a person who is or has been in a social relationship of a romantic or intimate nature with the victim or survivor. Domestic violence and stalking are also Title IX violations. Stalking is defined as engaging in a course of conduct directed at a specific person that causes them to fear for his, her, or their safety or the safety of others, or to suffer substantial emotional distress. Unwelcome and repeated visual or physical proximity to a person, repeated oral or written threats, extortion of money or valuables, Unwelcome or unsolicited written communication, including letters, cards, emails, instant messages, images, and messages on online bulletin boards. Unwelcome or unsolicited communications about a person, his, her, or their family, friends, or coworkers. Sending or posting unwelcome or unsolicited messages with an assumed identity, implicitly threatening physical contact, or any combination of these behaviors directed towards an individual person.
That exam was something else. I just want to unplug my brain and check out a movie this weekend. Want to join me?
I think I'm going home this weekend. It's the only way I can get Alex to leave me alone.
What do you mean? Is Alex bothering you?
I mean, he's just always around. It's almost like I'm being stalked.
Is he directing his attention specifically at you, or is he just around in the same group you are?
Both. But he keeps his distance when I'm with other people, but he'll approach me when I'm alone. And he's always texting me, like all the time.
Have you ever feared for your safety because of him?
I mean, it's creepy. I come out of class or the library, and he just happens to be right there. There have been a few times at night when he showed up and wanted to walk me home. Now I always make sure I'm on my phone with someone else when I'm alone outside at night, just to have a witness in case the worst happens. So yeah, I guess I do fear for my safety.
How long has this been going on?
A few weeks, I guess.
Riley, Alex isn't almost stalking you. He is stalking you. He's engaging in a specific course of conduct directed at you that causes you to fear for your safety or harbor substantial emotional distress. That is the textbook definition. And you said he's texting you at all hours. That's a version of cyberstalking. It's all misconduct and you don't have to put up with it.
Maybe I should talk to someone about it? I know we have resources on campus for this kind of thing.
We do, starting with the university's Title IX coordinator. Consent is necessary for sexual activity between two adults. Consent means informed, freely given agreement, communicated by clearly understandable words or actions to participate in each form of sexual activity. Without consent, sexual activity is sexual assault, a serious crime and a clear violation of the ONU sex discrimination and sexual harassment policy. The university encourages victims of sexual assault to pursue such complaints through both the university's reporting process and through the criminal justice system. Individuals wishing to make a police report may contact the Village of Ada Police Department and/or the Hardin County Sheriff's Office at any time. For emergencies, always dial 911. Additionally, any report of immediate threats of danger or abuse of a minor, even to an entity not bound by the university's mandatory reporting requirement, will be reported to local law enforcement.
The following scenario is an example of an issue that would prompt mandatory reporting to the Title IX team.
Dr. Smith, can I walk back to your office with you? Something is bothering me and I don't know who to talk to.
Of course you can, Taylor, as I was going to say something to you as well. As I've noticed, you seem really distracted and distant lately. Is everything okay?
Well, actually everything isn't okay.
I'm sorry to hear that, but always know I'm here for you, Taylor. Just in case you're going to want to share something of a personal nature that could involve an issue related to Title IX, I want to make sure you know that I am a mandatory reporter.
Oh, that is good to know, as something bad happened to me 2 weekends ago, and I need to talk to someone, but maybe you aren't the person to talk to.
If you want to talk to a confidential resource that cannot share your story with ONU, but will be there to help you, you can talk to someone at the health center, counseling center, or the university chaplain. They are required to keep your story confidential.
That is good to know, but I don't know anyone at those places, so I would rather talk to you if that's okay.
Of course you can talk to me. I just wanted to make you aware of your options ahead of time, as I may have to take your story and report it if it falls under Title IX.
I understand. This isn't easy for me to share, but 2 weeks ago I was at a party in the university apartments and I got really drunk. I don't feel like I had that much to drink, but I got really woozy, and someone I'd been talking to at the party offered to walk me home to my dorm room. I don't really remember much of what happened after that, but at one point I woke up and he was on top of me trying to get into my pants. I felt so powerless as I kept drifting in and out of consciousness, but I tried to push him off of me and he wouldn't stop. When I woke up in the morning, I was in my bed by myself, but my pants and underwear were pulled down. I don't know what happened, but I feel so guilty and ashamed. I just needed someone to talk to.
Taylor, let me start by saying I am so sorry to hear about what happened to you. In no way was this your fault, and I appreciate the trust you put in me sharing what happened with you, as that was very brave of you. Your unfortunate story is an issue I will need to report to the Title IX team since you were sexually assaulted. I know the Title IX team will be able to offer you supportive services, and they will walk you through the process of potentially filling out a formal complaint. Do you want me to make contact with the Title IX team? Or I'm willing to walk over with you to one of their offices if that would make you feel better.
Thank you so much for listening and not judging me. If you are willing, could you call someone on the Title IX team for me and have them reach out to me?
Absolutely. I can call now if you like.
That would be great. Thank you.
Any person may report sex discrimination, including sexual harassment, whether or not the person reporting is the alleged victim at ONU. All individuals, including students and members of the ONU community, are obligated to promptly report any incidents of sex discrimination or sexual harassment as set forth in the ONU Title IX policy. Reporting allows complainants, the alleged victims of conduct that could constitute sexual harassment, to receive supportive measures and helps maintain a safe campus environment. While ONU will promptly and meaningfully respond to reports of sex discrimination and sexual harassment, only a formal complaint will prompt an investigation. A formal complaint is a document filed by a complainant or signed by the Title IX coordinator alleging sexual harassment. Third parties are not permitted to file formal complaints, unless in the case of a minor or legally incompetent person, and formal complaints cannot be filed anonymously. The Title IX coordinator is the designated university official with primary responsibility for receiving reports and formal complaints of sex discrimination and sexual harassment. The Title IX coordinator and deputy Title IX coordinators will ensure a fair and neutral process for all parties and monitor all other aspects of the university's Title IX compliance. The university's Title IX coordinators can be found on the ONU website and can be reached via email at title9@onu.edu. A complainant who wishes to confidentially discuss an incident or allegation of sex discrimination or sexual harassment without formally reporting it to the university may contact the ONU Counseling Center, the ONU Health Center, and/or the ONU chaplain. These offices and departments are not subject to the mandatory reporting requirement. However, all immediate threats of danger or abuse of a minor will be reported to local law enforcement. It is important to understand that a complainant who elects to speak with the confidential resources will generally preclude the Title IX teams and Office of Human Resources' actual knowledge of the incident, and therefore the ability to implement supportive measures, conduct an investigation, and/or pursue disciplinary action against the respondent.
The university encourages all community members to take responsible actions to prevent, stop, and/or report an act of sex discrimination or sexual harassment. Community members should not fear retribution or retaliation for their actions in assisting with a sex discrimination or sexual harassment investigation. ONU will not tolerate any form of retaliation. Retaliation includes any behavior that may deter a responsible person in similar circumstances from opposing sex discrimination or from participating in an investigation or proceedings relating to a claim of sex discrimination. Retaliation includes conduct that may be intimidating, threatening, coercing, or in any way discriminatory. Retaliation may be treated as an independent instance of discrimination and is considered a serious violation of ONU policy. Individuals found to have engaged in retaliation may face disciplinary action up to and including dismissal or termination. ONU prohibits retaliation against any individual who makes an informal or formal complaint of sex discrimination or sexual harassment, against any bystander who intervenes to stop or attempt to stop sex discrimination or sexual harassment, against any person who assists or supports any individual in making a complaint of sex discrimination or sexual harassment, and against any person who participates in an ONU or Office of Civil Rights investigation or proceedings related to a complaint of sex discrimination or sexual harassment.
The following scenario illustrates what a complainant can expect in terms of supportive measures from the university after reporting an incident of sex discrimination or sexual harassment. Chris, thank you for meeting with me today to review your complaint. Before we begin, how are you doing?
Okay, I guess.
Are you sure? Is there anything I can help you with? I'm authorized to provide you with a whole host of supportive measures to help you in this trying time.
Like what?
For starters, I can help you find confidential counseling or medical services if you feel you need them.
I'm going to the counseling center already, and I have a lot of great friends I can talk to as well.
That's wonderful. How are your classes going?
To be honest, not great. I've been having a hard time focusing on my studies lately.
Can you give me a list of all the classes that you are struggling in? I can reach out to your professors and get you academic accommodations to ease you that burden right now.
That would help, I guess.
What about your campus job?
I quit. I don't want to be an RA anymore. I don't even want to be in that dorm anymore.
I see. That's where the assault happened, right? I completely understand. Have you been staying somewhere else?
Yes, in my friend's apartment.
I can help you with both your employment and your housing. You don't have to lose your income, and you don't have to live in a place that is traumatic for you. In fact, if this is all just too much for you right now, a leave of absence is possible. At a later date, you can pick up where you left off. How does that sound?
Oh, I don't think I want to do that. I love it here. I love my friends. I love my classes. I really want to graduate on time. I'm just still scared, I guess.
Would you like public safety to escort you when you feel scared?
Maybe.
How about we remove all your personal information from publicly available databases? I know you dealt with stalking before the assault. Maybe that will put your mind a bit more at ease.
You can do that?
Absolutely. We are here for you. All of these supportive measures are non-disciplinary, non-punitive, and offered free of charge.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now that you know what conduct constitutes sex discrimination and sexual harassment, what the expectations are for university personnel regarding witnessing or experiences such conduct, and your rights as a witness or complainant, let's talk about what you can expect from the process should you be a complainant, witness, or respondent.